What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we are going to be talking none other than a Market Watch. So if you heard the bell earlier in the video, that you know what that means, and it's Market Watch time. So guys, remember also I have t-shirts for sale, link down below. So hopefully you see those hyperlinks. You get really nice t-shirts, and it definitely supports the channel. I really think you guys will enjoy them. I have added Jessmon and Commandramon. I'll be adding Shoutmon times 4 and then DX into the list. So without further ado, let's dive into the video and talk about it. So first off, let's talk about Yokomon. Yokomon had that massive spike in buyout. So right now it's sitting in that $19-20 range. It's slowly moving around in that $20 range. Not many people are picking up because Grandis isn't showing to be the dominant force this format, and that is really what's struggling this deck's viability. So definitely take that into account. We have like €5. Sadly, this is probably now like I would say, what? It's $4.97 on our end, just because the euro has dipped below the American dollar. So let's hope. Omni Shoutmon X Antibody is a card you should keep your eyes on for now. The reason why I'm saying this is because depending on what happens with the new support in 11, since 11 is starting to affect the market's values and everything like that, we should take that with some future insights. The things we want to know is what cards are going to benefit what, and Omni Shoutmon X Antibody will be probably played if it is beneficial to do so. So I think this is pretty much a good pickup. Definitely pick up your playset, especially if you want to play DX / ×7. I think this is your best bet. So make sure you grab it. About, €2, about $2, but less than that. That's like $1.98 or something like that. Revive from the Darkness is a card that is surprisingly seeing a lot of buyout. And the reason for that is, and I'll explain this to you, is Minervamon. This card is a loop deck that actually plays Revival from the Darkness. Because what you can do is set it up so that you get 2 ultimates out of the trade, and that's really awesome when you pop Minervamon. So it's just something to really think about when you're trying to do deck building. So much so that we have, $3 here, less than that, like $2.97. Chaos mode from the Regionals Online Championship has reached like $240. One sold for $100. That's fine. I don't see this thing having any competitive play, so I don't see any benefit in that, but that is just me. About $500. Nemon from the store participation. Expect this card to keep tanking. Do not pick this card up. Nemon has not seen any value in that, so let it tank down to being like a $1 card, like Devimon. Sorry. There's so many Demis. So with that, it's going to reach probably in the $1 range. And then I recommend picking up a bunch of them, because then when they start possibly introducing more hybrid support, then this card's going to spike, because we know for a fact that that's how that operates. Looking at €2, not terrible. Patamon, we're looking at $5 here. This card used to be quite expensive, actually. Remember that $13 range and stuff like that? Well, it's starting to tank. The reason for that is Yellow Hybrid is kind of out of the format. And since Patamon is no longer being a competitively viable card, most people are not holding on to him anymore. So that's understandable. Get rid of the card that you don't need, right? Get a deck that'll work. You're looking at, what? $3.50. I mean, like, not terrible. I mean, hey, it'll get you there. Dramon from store participation is at $15. Give it some time. We have a couple store championships. I think we won't be cycling out of this one for a bit, so I think this will keep us solid here. I mean, about $15 is not terrible at all. €4 on their side, about $4, not terrible. Tortomon, this card, I recommend actually picking this up. It's in a decent price range right now. I think for $5, pick this up. The reason why I'm thinking this is there's a possible combination that you can run with Digimon, the card with Tyrannomon, Metal Tyrannomon as well, since it can play the, top of the deck. You can at least be able to set up Metal Tyrannomon from hand so that you can hard play it, and Tortomon can at least put the Metal Tyrannomon on top of your deck so you can play for free. I think that it's going to combo really nicely with each other, because then you can plan out what cards can go on the top. I think this card is going to be a very piece-reliant card for that deck, so I definitely think this is a card you don't sleep on. So I think that's a very useful card here. About €2, $2. Metal Mamamon, we already know it. If you're going to be playing Machine Dramon, definitely pick this card up. Outside of that, I don't see anything else you would probably want to hold on for it for. We're looking at €4, not terrible. Eismon Scatter Mode is hitting at that $25 range. This will be probably the Gallantmon of the set, so that means it's probably going to be the most expensive card. Yes, we do have the Guillemon of this set, but Guillemon also has like 3 other printings now, so it doesn't matter on which one you kind of choose now, so it's no big deal. We're looking at $2.70. Not terrible. I mean, $25.71, about $26. I mean, if you got it, you got it, and you're going to plan on playing it, make sure you use it. About €9. Not terrible. Taiga, once they showed off the Tyrannomon support, people got all hyped up about this, but then they also announced another Taiga. So the thing about this card is, if you got it laying around, I recommend making your profit. Make some money off of this. People are going to be buying it because they need the card. If you have nothing to really lose, then don't worry about it. Just make your money. About €0.07. Not bad. Commandramon is looking hot. This card got completely bought out from the market because we are noticing the rise of Commandramons. The deck is actually doing extremely well in the format compared to most decks. Yes, the deck can actually play to the tops. So that's a big thing for a lot of players, because if you can play your Commandramon deck, why aren't you? It's a very powerful deck, and I have no reason not to say play it. So next, Europe side, you're looking at €8. This card, I'm going to be quite honest with you, sold in the $20, $24 range last time I checked. Vmon is looking at about $60 actually. Let it keep coming down. Until the last Ultimate Cup is ran through and the pricing is shown up, this card is basically a chase card. There is nothing else you can say about that. Let it fall for now, and then as the stock gets bought slowly or new support gets announced, people buy these up pretty quickly. Yes, I know there are other Jamming Vmon supported cards and main set, but this is a tournament set box card. So this is only achievable through Ultimate Cup, and we only had 3 months of it. So, and we're coming up to the last month soon. So make sure, you just don't go buying this just yet. Let it come and crash. €40, $40, maybe a little bit less than that. Commandramon from Event Pack 1 is now $100. Boy, oh boy, was I will be quite honest with you. I was hoping for this card to hold down low, but for now, your best bet is just wait it out. One of two things is going to happen, and I don't think this is going to hold their way of thinking. Most of the time, they do a reprint of certain cards, especially if they want to do max rarity, and Commandramon is one of those cards that we could possibly see. I mean, yes, it is technically an alternate art, but at the same time, it's just better to have cooler Commandromons. About 30 euros. People are on the Commandromon hype. Machine Dramon from BT-02 Championships Online. $100. Last one sold at 55. So, not terrible. Make your monies. About... Oh, that's the participation one. We're not even going to care about that then. Where Garurumon is from the finalists here, it is on the climb up. The reason for that is because everyone heard about Alphamons getting hit. And then you also have the fact is that Blue is topping every event yet again. Blue has not topped an event since BT-06. If I remember correctly, Blue has just dominated every event and took in every top slot since BT-6, to be honest with you. Double Diamond. It has had every chance it's had has been dominated by its existence. I can't say they're going to not hit this eventually because Blue needs to get a little bit of a nip. Blue is just really strong and has consistency to boot. So that's kind of what makes the deck work. About, 35 euros. Not terrible. Dex Durogreymon is coming down harder and harder. I told you this was going to tank. And I'm being completely honest with you. It's going to keep coming down. There's no reason for it to hold the value. So, it's just people are trying to move off the deck. They're not... After you hear there's going to be a restriction on it, people don't want to hold on to cards that have possible restrictions coming. You got like 10 euros. Not terrible. Alphamon or Yuki mode. Same thing. This card has dipped from that $50 price range all the way down to $24. That is scary to watch. That has already been cut in half and it's still coming down. Looking at 20 euros. Not terrible. Zephyrmon. Remember this card being like $25? Well, oh, how has the mighty have fallen? Making a recommendation here. Oh no, Zephyrmon's getting the reprint treatment if I remember correctly. Yeah, so Zephyrmon doesn't even matter. Okay. Yep. There's no reason for you to worry about Zephyrmon because Zephyrmon actually has a reprint coming in EX3. I mean, the event pack 3. So for tournament pack, sorry. Looking at 11 euros, so not terrible. Metal Greymon Ulterius mode has deemed itself to being the highest Digimon promotional card. Upgrades are going to be a little harder for a lot of players to get their hands on, but expect that for any powerful deck. You're looking at 23, 24. Not terrible. About 12 euros. Upamon is coming down ever so slightly. We keep letting it come down, boys and girls. Don't care about it. Just let it fall. It's one of those cards that you don't mind. Europe side's about 10 euros. I don't mind. Let it come down a little bit more. Guillemon X Antibody. Remember this card being like $22? It's starting to come down. As I expected. It is a fan favorite Digimon, but people are very skeptic of the deck actually topping and being good. Even going into EX3, the deck starts seeing more tops, but the problem comes down to is that you're still in a bad position. There's just not enough sometimes controlling you can do before your opponent kills you. But I could be wrong and be putting my foot in my mouth later for this. About 4 euros. Not terrible. War Greymon has seen that lovely spike and starting to come back down. It's one of the cards that actually is very much needed in the play. Outside of that, let it just come down and fall down. There's only 2 pages of it. It's not terrible. Looking at 18 euros. 18 bucks. Dramon, about 11. Let it keep falling down, boys and girls. Don't rush for this card. Let it fall. Most people will probably be substituting this card out once the restriction comes in anyway. So you're looking at 9 euros. Okay, bye-bye. Machine Dramon. Machine Dramon is climbing, boys and girls. And the reason for that is because of EX3. EX3, and even going into BT-11, that set is giving you a golden box topper chance. It doesn't guarantee you're going to actually get one. So This is why the card's climbing. There's just a very good Chaos Dramon list that actually plays Machine Dramon, and it actually makes the deck whole and actually fills out all the issues. So yeah, that's just how that's going to go. Europe side, about 13 euros. Oh, Akuamon. This card, remember when people started asking me, Kyle, when do you think this card's going to ever come down? I want to play Grandis, but I don't want to spend $25 or, $30 on this card. Well, I told you it had to keep topping events, and I mean getting first. Not like second, not like, second's fine, but not like 5th, 16th, 13th. All those numbers makes the deck less showing representation of a powerhouse. The deck is not achieving the wins as it should. Yes, it's a very powerful deck and it can get wins, but it's one of those cards people are just trying to move and get it off their shelves because they're not really having fun with the deck either. It bricks on them, it feels like Jessamon, and people move away from Brickfest like that. So you're looking at 14 euros. Not terrible. Garurumon is on the climb, and do not expect this to ever come down. The major thing, I feel like maybe BT-11, we might see a reprint of this. But that's the only time I'm seeing this reprint coming anytime soon, and that's BT-11. So for now, this is going to be your highest, and I wouldn't be surprised if this pushes 20 bucks. 6 euros. Not terrible. Blossomon holding that $15 range. I'm pretty happy I got my playset for like 15 bucks. So yeah, this card has very little on stock and close to buyout range. So that means anybody can list for extremely high prices as long as people are willing to pay it. About $2. Less than that, actually. Himikawa. Girl, I remember you being ridiculously expensive for a bit. I remember you being completely bought out into like pushing like $20 range. Yeah, somebody picked up at the 17. Well, it's good to see that you're coming back down from the ridiculousness because you're not super played, but when one of your Digimon would digivolve into a 2-colored black Digimon card, you may suspend this Tamer, reduce the cost. And she also has to reveal the top 3 cards, add 1 Tapir or 1 2-colored black card among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. It's really useful. I'm very proud of it. About 3 euros, $3. Sunrise Buster. This card, since it didn't get hit, is going to be up on climb. That's all I'm going to tell you this right now. Expect this thing to reach maybe 20, 30 bucks. It's just going to be one of those cards that has really power potential, and especially if it's going to be played in Shoutmon, people are going to want to max rarity that thing. $30, not terrible. Skull Nightmon, a card that you should be thinking about because, again, while this Digimon has Nightmon or Bagramon in its name, it gains Security Plus. So this card will probably see play in, Bagra's army, stuff like that. Well, Dark Nightmon to begin with, but because now they have Bagramon, maybe we'll get the Bagramon Ultimate Nightmare thing, the final boss of, Fusion, aka Cross Wars, so it'll probably be useful there. Looking at 3 euros, not terrible. Deltamon is on a decline. Let it keep coming down. For right now, most people are not playing it. It's a very decent card in my opinion, but it's kind of expensive for its costs to evolve. But it also reduces your ultimate line, so that can actually help out. And that's like weirdly where you want to be at the moment. It's like, oh, my Metal Greymon now costs me 2 the following turn. I paid 3. That's okay. I mean, that's fine, especially if they had the Memory Tamer and stuff like that. At least Deltamon, you can just be a little more powerful. And then when attacking for each of this Digimon's colors, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. The reason why I'm thinking this might be a little bit more useful now is because D-Reaper is a thing, and being able to pop their board a little bit more, especially you can swing into Mother and then pop the little guys on board, it really does help out. So we're looking at 5 euros, $5. Shoutmon DX, boys and girls. It's being bought, actually, surprisingly. It's in the $10 range. I wouldn't be surprised once the deck is fully revealed that we actually play this Shoutmon too, because the Shoutmon DX, aka D Cross, is actually has its new form be able to be a source that gets put underneath this thing. So we have multiple ways of playing this deck now, and I wouldn't be surprised on what the outcome becomes. We're looking at 3.5 euros. Not terrible. So guys, what did you think of this market watch? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!